Oh, you didn't know? Welcome back to another episode of the LTS Wrestling Podcast. It's me, it's that NICC, and we have the whole gang here today. We got Jasper, Jay, and Jojo. What's going on, fellas?
What's happening, fellas? Good
What's
evening.
cracking? What's cracking?
Let's get it.
All right, let's fucking go. All right,
Let's go.
let's kick the show off, guys. Well, it's great seeing everybody, and again, thank you to our viewers, our followers, subscribers, everyone continuing to support us. We appreciate all of that. And guys, we got a lot to talk about. I know we kind of had like a week out, and basically, let's do a quick rundown on the past week, SmackDown and RAW. So two great shows. Kicking off with SmackDown, we had opening with Paul Heyman and LA Knight doing a quick promo. We had Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker show up, kind of intervening in that whole little segment. We had the Alexa Bliss Asuka semifinal match with Asuka advancing to the finals. Then we had a quick run-in of Aleister Black, who was actually going to be facing Kit Wilson. I don't want to mess up the tag team name, but Kit Wilson. And
Pretty
then
deadly.
Ron Killings actually interrupted that segment. But then we also had a little segment with I believe Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and Randy Orton kind of like doing their thing in the ring. That which proceeded with Randy Orton and his matchup against Sami Zayn. Randy Orton actually advancing to the finals. Then the match between Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. And we had like a small little teaser of Naomi trying to cash in there. I believe that was a no contest. Then Charlotte Flair versus Chelsea Green. A little interference there as well, but we kind of see a little chemistry happening between Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair for the ending of that matchup. Actually, Charlotte Flair won that match. My apologies. Then we had a little promo segment between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. A little interaction with Jimmy, sorry, wrong twin, Jimmy Uso and JC Mateo. Then we had the Big Bronson Reed match versus LA Knight. LA Knight winning by disqualification. And then the main event with John Cena and R-Truth. Ron Killings winning by disqualification, and probably the most talked about segment of this show, which was the promo that John Cena did on CM Punk. So, gentlemen, let's talk about this a little bit. What did you guys take away from this? Not all at once.
All out of name, bro.
Jasper, let's start off with you, Cuzzo. What you think about SmackDown?
I didn't see too much of it, man, but I'm hearing a lot about this John Cena pipe bomb. So I might have to defer to my panel to lace me on this one today.
Oh, we got you. We
Let's
got
get
you.
it. You gotta give it to me. I got it. I need it. I need
Yeah.
it.
How about you, Jay? I know you were very vocal about it over the weekend, and have at it, man. Your take.
Oh, well, you know what? Nobody is ready, or no one is ready for Asuka. I thought, like, I'm just glad she's back. This is a living legend, Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? And just to see her like at 43 years old doing what she's doing, she's hanging with these young girls. She's hanging in with the veterans. You see her, Stephanie Vaquer, Raquel Rodriguez, you know what I'm saying? That's another one that she got. Now Alexa Bliss, So, all right, you know what? Jade Cargill, we coming for you, sucker. And I love that little interaction with Io and Asuka, how she said there is no damage control. And it was such a cool short promo, but it did the job. That's why I think Asuka going over. Well, maybe this is just me fanboying or marking out for Asuka, right? And I think she's gonna get that win. and then you can add that to one of her accolades as being another uh queen of the ring, something she hasn't won. She wins everything. This girl wins everything. Uh, then we go to John Cena. Oh man, John Cena pipe bomb the pipe bomb. I mean, he hit him. He hit him hard. That's got to be his best promo as a heel. And he had CM Punk being a furniture salesman because he was selling that table for a long time. The guy was down there for like 11 minutes. The whole promo, they had to send a rep in there, kind of like, hey man, we got to check on you at least. 'Cause he was a furniture salesman. He was selling that table so much. But yeah, just as I've been calling, and again, I think they watch this show, man. WWE, you watching this show? I know you watching because that guy was what I've been calling CM Punk ever since he's returned. I've been calling him a company man.
Company man.
I have been calling him a company man, and John Cena like called him Mr. TKO. He said, "You ain't the voice of the people. You're a millionaire." Nick Nemeth, Claudio, Zack Ryder. I mean, he called them all out. Like he pipe bombed the pipe bomb. It was awesome. Like for me, I did not see like the pipe bomb that CM Punk did for John Cena, right? So I read something that this was all like he hit him with the same kind of verbiage that CM Punk did, and it was a very convincing promo. You know why? Because the people in Grand Rapids started chanting for Cena. And this is CM Punk. He called him a con man. He called him a company man. And then come to find out, I read that CM Punk was talking shit about wrestlers going to Saudi. And Mr. TKO, what's he doing? He going to go to Saudi. So as a fan, I'm going Cena. So guess what, CM Punk? You could take that L. Jay Uso versus Cody Rhodes. Man, it's interesting, man. Interested what's gonna happen with Jay Uso here, right? I hope he's not like a Kofi Kingston. And I don't mean that as disrespect, meaning like Kofi Kingston had the whole crowd behind him, and now I feel like it's the Kofi Kingston thing is happening to Jay Uso. So they have to give him a credible win, or else he's gonna turn into Kofi Kingston. What else things can I hit on? Liv Morgan and injury, unfortunate.
I think you're kind of touching. You're touching Raw. We're just going to SmackDown right now.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm like, wait, I can touch on this. I saw that Cody stuff. I saw Jay and Cody get cut and all the. Yeah, I was like, wait.
Yeah, I'm like going
too far ahead, bro.
Yeah,
going too far ahead. We're still in SmackDown. We're still in
SmackDown. Go ahead.
I was about to get SmackDown.
I was about to say, pump the brakes here. Pump the brakes. You're time traveling a little too fast here. We're still on Friday. We're still on Friday.
Sami Zayn. That's a Raw, right? Sami Zayn carrying costs?
No.
Is that SmackDown?
Yeah, no, actually, yeah, you're Raw.
No, that was Raw. That's
Raw, right?
That was Raw.
I love the fact that Triple H listens to the crowd, and you got to give Karrion Kross his props because he has willed himself back to relevancy. He was dead in the water until he started doing all this promo, like all these things he's been doing, and kudos to him. He's been working his ass off. He's gonna get a program with Sami Zayn now. You got to give credit what credit's due. And Triple H listening to the crowd. They want to see Karrion Kross. And why not? Hook him up. Jacob Fatu. Yeah, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun, man. That's going to be all gas, no brains. They say. But yeah, enough rambling by me, but I'm just very happy with Asuka. No one is ready for her. Julia, I ain't forget about you, Julia. You get that U.S. title for me, Julia. You get that U.S. title. Nick, what you think, man?
Yeah, I was glad Asuka won. I'm with you, Jay. I really like that little promo that Oscar and Io had. That was perfect. It delivered. It was a perfect delivery. It did what it had to do. It was perfect. I loved it. I even went back on social media just to watch it because it was perfect, dude. I loved it.
Masterful.
Yeah, it was perfect. Especially for them, for what it needed to do, it was perfect. Solo and Jacob fought too. I'm excited for that one too. I think that's gonna be a really good match. What else? What else to happen on SmackDown? I'm slowly becoming a really. I mean, I was already kind of. He was already kind of on my radar. Bronson Reed. He was already kind of on my radar beforehand. Before he was with Seth Rollins, but now that he's with Seth Rollins and they're finally giving him like, time to shine and give him the spotlight. I'm good. He's really like. I'm starting to really take notice of him. He had that match with LA Knight. It was pretty good, not bad. What else happened outside of the John Cena match?
Any take on the whole Alexa Bliss Charlotte thing like going on? They've been kind of teasing a little bit of like alliance there, but at the same time they're adversaries, right?
New tag team champs.
I hope Alexa Bliss goes heel on her, bro. I'll be honest. I wouldn't mind seeing Alexa Bliss go heel. Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Alexa Bliss go heel.
I think Alexa's too over right now, though.
You think so?
I think
she's too over right now.
I think they'd be tag team champs.
I wouldn't mind seeing Alexa Bliss go heel. Yeah, I don't want to see them together. I want to see Charlotte Flair snub her, and then I want to see Charlotte Flair snub her, and then I want to see Charlotte Flair just constantly snub her, and then Alexa just go heel, and then they have a feud. I'd like to see that.
Better bow down to that queen, Nick. You better bow down.
No.
He'll never bow down to that queen.
No,
sure.
I'll never bow down to the cutting board, bro. Hell no.
He bends the knee for only one. For one king.
Only bow down to the king. There you go, brother. I only bow down to the king, bro. And then the John Cena segment, that was the best part of SmackDown. It really was. And I mean, if there was any part of SmackDown to watch, it was that part. Like, if you weren't able to catch SmackDown, and I mean, as a wrestling fan, there's so much content to watch now. I mean, regardless if you watch all of wrestling, and I'm talking like WWE, AEW, TNA, if you watch AAA, New Japan, even if you watch something in the indies, like there's so much wrestling content to consume now. And
Island Pro Wrestling.
Island Pro Wrestling. Hey, for the viewers out there.
Shout out Island Pro Wrestling.
For the viewers out there, hey, that's a little spoiler. We got something coming up with that. There's so much to consume right now, and I get it. It's hard to keep up sometimes, but for SmackDown, if there was something for you to watch, if you couldn't watch SmackDown, that to me was the spot to watch. And it didn't even have to be the match. It was just the promo part.
Good point.
And I mean,
good point.
It was so good. I mean, John Cena, his to me, his heel run kind of has its hills and valleys right now. I mean, it's good in some spots. It's kind of flat in some spots. But this is one of those. This was one of those peaks. It was so good. I mean, the delivery was
100.
so good.
100
was so good, and you can tell it was so good because the crowd started cheering for him.
Yeah.
And when the crowd was, because it hit so good that the crowd was cheering for him. and he was spitting all facts. And he was delivering it in a heel way, but it was so factual that the crowd was like, they couldn't help but cheer for him. And he jumped on the ropes, and he was smiling. He was smiling like through his promo, so he was feeling it. He jumps on the ropes and he fucking does the belt raise like a friggin' like a face. He couldn't help it. He couldn't help it, like, because he was feeling it. You know what I mean? Like, at the very end, he jumped on the rope, did the belt raise like a face. He couldn't help it. I don't blame him. That was such a good promo. I mean,
Nick,
if you're talking,
when he said like, you change personalities more than I change the concepts or whatever.
You change values more than I change my shirts. That's what he said.
Dude.
That was probably my favorite line too.
Dang,
dude, bro, you don't even know. Like when he mentioned Cesaro and freaking Nick Nemeth and Matt Cardona, not even lying, dude. I jumped out of my seat. I was watching it on my computer. I jumped out of my seat. I was like, no way, this guy just mentioned them on live television. And he was like, hit the mic, and he's like, oh, we're still on. We haven't gotten off TV yet. I was like, dang. And then he was like, yep, ain't nobody in the back's gonna cut me off. I was like, damn.
No, bro. The one other line he said were like, that was 14 years ago, 7 minutes, 14 years ago. What have you done since? Oh, man.
Bro, he was hitting him hard. And you know what? And and that's the thing, is that the crowd, that was a good promo, because even though John Cena's a heel, everything he was saying was factual, and the crowd is acknowledging what he was saying. You know what I mean? And it's not what, it's one of those things where it's like, it's so good that the crowd cannot help but cheer for what he's saying. It's like, that's just too good.
Cena's
it's just
heel.
too good.
And CM Punk's
and
when you got
the crowd cheering for the heel, bro, it's just he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT, bro. He's the GOAT. That was just too damn good. I don't know what else to say about that. That was just too good.
Dominic Mysterio vibes.
Dominic.
I'll tell you what I think about this, right? Because it's just interesting. I know you guys are gloating so much about this Cena promo, which was it was a hell of a promo. And to Jay, I'm gonna call this out to Jay because he thinks I'm the CM Punk. He says that I'm the CM Punk defender, right?
Lawyer.
And this is the funny part, right? You said on the podcast that you never saw the CM Punk pipe bomb.
I never did.
How funny, because this promo was only great. I'll say this right off the bat. This promo was only great because it is a circle back moment to the CM Punk's pipe bomb. Because everything that Cena said, or not necessarily said, but his delivery and how he did it was exactly what CM Punk did in his pipe bomb.
No, yeah, I agree with you, Jojo. I agree with you.
CM Punk was the heel. John Cena was put through a table, and I even just said this earlier. If you actually go back to that CM Punk pipe bomb, the match that happened right before that pipe bomb occurred was Ron Killings, R-Truth, versus John Cena. John Cena went through a table.
They hit you with all that nostalgia too, huh?
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why this promo hit so well. Because the honest part of it, Cena had some really good lines. And you gotta expect that. It's Cena. They're gonna give him the time, they're gonna give him the mic, he's gonna ad-lib, or he's gonna deliver whatever his promo is on point. That's GOAT right there. That's GOAT talk, right? I can acknowledge that part. Would it had hit any differently if it was never a callback to something that we similarly saw, especially with the parties involved here? I don't think so. Because when you saw the way he did it and he conducted himself, heel Cena, heel CM Punk back then, Cena was the face. And when he was delivering his pipe bomb, Who were they cheering? Were they cheering for Cena? Nope. That's the whole. That pretty much was the beginning of the whole CM Punk. The whole fan base, everybody started cheering CM Punk from that specific pipe bomb. Granted, he had his following before that, but this is what made him relevant in WWE, was that specific pipe bomb. And what he said and what he delivered on that mic, that Monday Night Raw, is a very reminiscent version of what Cena did specifically on SmackDown. So we got to talk about how well these two bring out the best out of each other. And that's why I will always say the best rivalry that Cena's ever had was CM Punk. Hands down, in my opinion. That was probably one of the best rivalries I ever seen. And I know, Jay, you've said you never seen that era of them specifically. You got to see it, because it really will show you exactly the works of how well these two work together. Not just the in-ring stuff, but damn, the promos. And it's, again, like the callback to what they're doing now. It is kind of funny, like you said, Nick, right? Like, it is John Cena's and his retirement tour, and it almost feels like it should have probably been CM Punk at the very end, but I could always see why they're doing it now, because it's the narrative, right? CM Punk, the summer of Punk. We're in the cusp of summer, and these two guys are pretty
SummerSlam.
much gonna give us a hell of a rivalry reignited going into SummerSlam. And I'm sure, like, whatever is going to happen at Night of Champions, I don't think it's going to end there. I really think it's going to carry through. But this is what happens when you put two of the best, like, in what they do in their crafts, and they bring the best out of each other. And I'll say this: it was a really great segment, and it just really reminded me of the whole CM Punk pipe bomb and how great that was. And this was no different. They were both.
Hey, but Jay, you're right, bro. You're right. CM Punk was a table salesman, bro.
Hey, I
So
was
much
just
so
gonna
that they
say
did have to
this.
send in the referee to check on him.
Hey.
When the referee came in, I was almost like, dude, I think they sent in the referee to kind of give John Cena the signal to be like, okay, you gotta end
Wrap
the
it up.
promo already. This has gone on way
Hey.
too long.
Hey, I could picture that for some reason
I
when
was
you
not
said that.
cognizant
He
of
like
that.
he was just laying there, and I'm like, what? Like I didn't.
Yeah,
So I
Yeah.
could
he was
see it.
having
I
That's what I'm
problems.
thought it was
saying.
great.
Like,
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I think you guys made very
Nick,
big points.
Nick, definitely agree with your point. If you did not see SmackDown, you only have to see that part. And that's no disrespect to the other program. I'm just
Oh yeah,
saying
for sure.
that you just had to see that. That's how impactful that promo was. It's a great promo. It's his best promo as a heel. His best promo as a heel. And it's only second to Asuka beating Alexa Bliss. Thank you. Just wanted to add that.
Oh, we're gonna get into that chatter about Oscar too. Just you wait. We're about to get there too. But nonetheless, we got another show to talk about real quick. Monday Night Raw, which has happened a couple of days ago. So just a quick recap on this show. We had pretty solid opening with Seth Rollins doing his promo, pretty much calling everybody out. I almost feel like this segment here will kind of translate into what's going to possibly happen into Survivor Series. Granted, if they have War Games this year, but I'll kind of chime in on that piece later. But the first match that opened up the show, Braun Breaker versus Penta, with Braun Breaker coming up on top. Then we also had Michael Cole doing a quick sit-down interview with Goldberg, leading into their Goldberg's match versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at Saturday Night Main Event. And then we had a little segment with the Judgment Day. Jade Cargill comes out for the matchup against Roxanne Perez, with Jade Cargill advancing to the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament, who she will be facing Asuka at Night of Champions. And we also had a segment with Becky Lynch and, I'm sorry, the segment with Becky Lynch kind of in the background with also Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. This led to the matchup for the women's IC title, Bailey versus Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch coming on top due to a disqualification with interference from Lyra Valkyria. And then we had a little segment with Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, which is kind of leading up to their street fight match going into Night of Champions. And then the main event of American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes versus main event Jey Uso, King of the Ring semifinal matchup. Cody Rhodes coming on top, advancing to the finals, and he will be facing Randy Orton. So, gentlemen, Monday Night Raw, anything that stood out to you guys? Jasper, you want to chime in first?
Let me get on this one because I actually saw it.
You're on mute. You're on mute, cousin.
Hey, so I love Bill Goldberg.
Let's go, Jasper. Let's go.
Look, Gunther, I hope you take it easy on Bill Goldberg, okay? I love his entrance. Let him shine. Let him
Wow.
Just let him whoop. Let Bill Goldberg spear you and whoop your ass a couple times. Come on, man. I don't want to see an old man get whooped on like that the way you're saying. It's just not good. It's not good for the look. You're gonna really earn your name if you go beat
happening.
Bill Goldberg over there. You're really gonna earn your name as a goon. Hey, Bill Goldberg, you look good, man. You probably better in shape
Not
than
happening.
I am. But Bill, man, you going in there with a goon, you just leave it alone. You should have left it alone, man. Look, and then look, Braun Breaker, you popped it off for me. Braun Breaker with you and Penta, you was whooping him too. Penta, you made him shine. I get it. Similar to how Roxanne made Jade Cargill shine. I'm telling you right now. I don't care if she's on a 20 losing streak. Roxanne Perez does not lose. She makes everybody look great.
Yeah.
But hey, Penta, you took that spear, you took that, all that in there. Boy, he had no remorse with that spear. Hey, and then who else? Oh yeah, I can't wait to see a street fight with Raquel and Mommy. Mommy's gonna come out on top. Thank God, Bailey, one of the greats. Let's go. The faraway greats and greats in general, Bailey. All right. It was blasphemous. When I picked Liv Morgan one time over you, but she was more active. That was just it. You was out. So I'm glad that you was in. Okay. They tied you back in. I hate that you're tied back with the bird lady. You're going to meet the man. It's okay. You're back and I'm glad to watch you. Hey, Jey Uso, I think you're taking you're taking a back seat. I think you had a taste of champion and you're like, hey, it's heavy. It's really heavy to be a champion. So we're going to put on a great match and we're going to go let Cody go get it. Go ahead, Cody. We're going to let you go get it. I thought he was hurt, but it don't look like it. He's just going to take it back. But yeah, Raw was lit. I like Raw. But everybody keeps talking about this John Cena, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't only that. Some dude at work was saying it. Like, so that's dope for SmackDown. But Raw, hey, Raw was Raw. I like that one.
All right.
Jasper, I'm gonna have to disagree with you, bro. Gunther, go in there, chop the shit out of Goldberg's old ass, bro. Chop the shit out of his ass, bro. Go in there,
the hairs off
make
of his
him
chest.
hobble out, bro.
Do it for Brett.
The shit out, bro.
Do it for Brett.
Do it for Brett. Do it for Brett. Make him regret kicking Brett's head off.
Retire.
Make him hobble out harder than he hobbles into that ring.
Hell,
I'm sorry, dude.
I'm telling you, if he got something coming, hey, Bill,
what, dude?
Bill, if you have something coming, Bill, they put the goon, they sent the goon.
No, bro.
Bill, all right.
Bro, I don't know. You know what, bro? Fuck it. When Goldberg came to the ring last week, dude, when he was limping to the ring,
Oh
I
man.
wasn't.
That's
Oh,
what
dude, I was not confident in that, and I feel like it's gonna be like a 3-minute match, and I feel like it's gonna be a really, really bad match, and it's like, okay, if it's gonna be a really short match, why does it even have to be a title match at all? They should have just kept the title on Jay if that's the point, if that's the thing. Like that title match shouldn't have even had that title match shouldn't have even happened at all. You know what I mean? Gunther and Jay could have happened later if that was the thing. It could have just been Gunther versus Goldberg. It didn't even have to be for a title. And Goldberg is gonna have his little geriatric person self inside the ring with Gunther. Gunther is gonna chop the crap out of him, and he's gonna power bomb him. I'm sure Goldberg's gonna do a spear that's gonna look super lame. He's probably gonna try and jackhammer him. He's probably gonna try and jackhammer him. Probably not gonna do it. And Gunther's gonna come back, choke him out, and Gunther's gonna win.
Dude, especially that limp. That limp. Gunther is gonna go after that. Gunther's gonna go after that limp.
Dude, and did you see the footage of him getting out of the ring? Oh, bro, it's bad. It's bad. I feel more sorry for Goldberg than anything. And bro, people are booing Goldberg. People are booing Goldberg more than cheering him, bro. They're cheering for Gunther, and that's not what's supposed to be happening. People are supposed to be cheering for Goldberg, not booing him. So I mean, dude, I don't think that's the response. I think Goldberg came in a little too aggressive. I think that wasn't the response that they were going for, and they were saying that he has one more appearance before the Saturday night main event match. So I think they have one more. They have one more chance to kind of turn it around to try and get him more on try to get the fans more on his side. What else happened on Raw? Braun Breaker versus Penta. That was a good match. I'm kind of tired of seeing Penta lose. I kind of want him to start winning again. Get him in a program with somebody. Stop just throwing him in random matches. I want to see him in an actual program and get him winning again. I'm tired of seeing him lose. Roxanne, I'm also tired of seeing her lose, but she does look, like you guys said, she makes people look good, right? I love seeing her wrestle. I'm looking forward to probably seeing her. She's probably going to end up teaming with Raquel after her and Mommy do that street fight or whatever they're going to do. I think Raquel is probably going to win. And yeah, why not? Why not? Because that's the obvious choice is for Mommy to win that match, right?
Yes.
But why not put Raquel? Why not put Raquel over? Why not build Raquel up to be something bigger? Build more
I
names
think it's
on
highly
roster.
possible. I
Right?
think it's highly possible. It's a street fight too, because you gotta now keep in mind that Roxanne is involved, with
right.
Raquel. So.
And exactly. And what a better way to put Roxanne and Raquel together for the tag team championships. You know what I mean? As a tag team champs, because they need to, because Liv Morgan's going to be out for, they said, over 6 months, right? So the earliest she's coming back is end of December, beginning maybe January. So she's going to be out for a while. And if she's going to be out for a while, they got to do something with the titles. And if they're going to keep it on Raquel, what a better person to put it on than Roxanne, since she's already there. And what a better way to give Dominic a new girlfriend than having Roxy right there. You know what I mean? So
Dom's got too much. They give him too much love, like literally.
Yeah, and
I think we're just hating right now.
Hey, dirty mackin' ass.
Damn you, dirty dog.
Oh, yeah, damn you, dirty dog. Yeah, I mean, and then Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes match, bro. They were pulling out all the stops in that match. I know, but I mean, it was a clean finish. Good job, Cody Rhodes. I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like it's not the end for Jey Uso's like main event run. I don't know why, but I feel like at the end of that match, I feel like that was just them telling him, stand by. Just give it some time. We're gonna put you back in the main event. We just need to flesh out how we're gonna put you back in. So just give it some time. Your first run was pretty good, but we just need some time to flesh out how we're gonna put you back in. But we did like your first run, so I feel like they're gonna put him back in the main event again. But I think they did just for the sake of Goldberg Goldberg having a title match for his thing. They took the belt off of him just for that. But I felt that's what it felt like, dude. I feel like Jey Uso is gonna be put back in the main event title scene relatively soon. And I think Rikishi is jumping the gun a little bit too early. But that's a story for another time. But other than that, I thought Raw was pretty good.
I kind of hit on some points on Raw already from the thing. I love how Karrion Kross has made himself relevant in Raw.
Oh yeah,
So
that too.
kudos to Karrion Kross. Sucks about Chad Gable.
Yeah.
He's been a true workhorse. If the rumors are true that he is gonna miss some time, he has been a true workhorse for WWE. And maybe him and his friend, Grande Americano Grande, they might take some time off. Two separate people, but they're very close. So I can see why the injury. Grande Americano might want to take some time off to go help his friend Chad Gable. And
That's
also,
not confirmed though. Grande
right,
Americano is
okay.
not confirmed as injured, so
We don't know. We don't know.
We don't
But
know.
he might say
No, he's
emotional.
not injured.
It
He's
could be
not injured,
emotional
bro.
injury,
Grande-
though. It could be emotional injury. He needs to help his friend Chad Gable. We don't know how it's mental, bro.
Grande Americano is not injured because Grande Americano is Otis, bro. Is Otis. We all know that.
It's Otis. It's Otis.
We all know that he went back to Chad Gable. We know that.
I heard rumors it's Kurt Angle actually.
Yeah, El
Oh,
Conquistador.
Exactly. See?
So back to Raw. Pop Rocks, you're awesome. You're putting in work. This panel here loves you. You suck as a tag team partner for Julia. So I don't know if Raquel Rodriguez can rely on you. But as a performer, you are amazing. Pop Rock's she's gonna get a world title soon. I mean, like, in her future, not soon, but in her future, she's gonna get a world title. The girl
At
just
least an
runs with gimmick.
opportunity.
Yeah, she's a good worker, man. That's Booker T. One of Booker T's special prodigies, man. Booker T did a really good job with her.
When she wins the
What else was
Rumble, she's gonna
Something
win the
like-
Rumble and she'll win the title. That's my prediction.
Penta's like that new car, bro. Shiny, cool when it comes out of the showroom, and then you drive it around a little bit, and it just becomes a car. WWE, what are you doing, Penta? I know you watch this show. What are we doing here? Y'all need to fix this, man. Y'all can't be taking this. This is not like a Pop Rocks where you're building this person up. This person came in, did not do NXT, was presented as a big deal. You're losing it, man. You gotta give him some wins. You gotta put him in some sort of feud where he's relevant. Yes, he's performing against Braun Breaker. He's performing against all these elite people, but he's got to get some credible wins. Or you're just going to get lost in the shuffle. So be careful with Penta. Protect him. Book him strong still. It's like how y'all did with Jacob. I'm talking WWE. It's like Jacob Fatu, right? Like Jacob Fatu throughout his whole run, protected, booked strong. You are not doing that. I don't see WWE doing that with Penta. Penta became just a regular car. We got to shine him up. We got to go touch him up. We got to go and polish this thing up and present him as a big deal. Otherwise, he's going to just get lost in the shuffle like Austin Theories and all these things. I don't want that to happen. Pretty much, I think Raw, I kind of touched on what it was. And Jey Uso, it's troubling because Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, they're hurt, and you're getting when they come back, those guys are main eventers. Be careful, if you're not taking advantage of this thing, you are so over. Jey Uso's so over with the crowd, but I'm not sure management believes in him, or lost faith in him because they had faith in him to win the Rumble. They had faith in him to go and beat Gunther. And the Raw ratings were kind of low, and all of a sudden, he's a 51-day champion with only Logan Paul as his only defense. And there's no Kevin Owens. There's no Drew McIntyre. I hope I hope they give you a good program. He needs another credible win. He needs to get into a feud where he comes out on top. Jojo, what you think, man?
I think you guys made some valid points, but I kind of have to disagree with the whole Penta talk because I don't think he's in much trouble as much as Jey Uso is. That's my opinion. Because to what you said earlier, Penta's been in top programming with at least top, competitors, Braun Breakers. He's basically in a program with that whole faction with Seth Rollins right now. And I kind of talked about her earlier, like how that interaction, I feel like will eventually lead to a Survivor Series match, whatever. If they go traditional Survivor Series match, which I can already see Seth Rollins' group versus an array of other group of superstars. So in this case, you could probably throw in Penta's name, LA Knight. I even see Jay or Cody in that mix as well, going up against that group of four. Maybe CM Punk, I don't know. But that's where I see a lot of this kind of like circling back. So I think Penta's okay. He's taking some L's, but I think he's fine.
Jojo.
The latter, I would say, though, is Jay. Because you said earlier, they put the faith in him, winning the Rumble, world champion, 51 days, only one title defense. He's kind of going on downhill, and then he took a nail to Cody Rhodes, which, hey, it's Cody Rhodes, but now where's Jay? Where is Jay fit in all of this? Like I'm kind of a little bit hesitant in terms of his booking. Now, am I like on the same level as Rikishi? Like that level of like, oh, I'm irate at creative? No, that's not my son for one thing, and two,
credit though, but that match against Cody was actually a really good match.
It was.
It was
On
a
both
good match.
ends.
Yeah,
On
that
both
match
ends.
with Cody's a banger.
No, it was a really good main event. But in terms of the result, again, we're seeing Jay on a decline.
On an
You
L.
just dropped the world title to Gunther, and now you lost a semifinal King of the Ring match to Cody. Yeah, you're again losing to these big names, but you just came off of a WrestleMania win where we were hoping to see like a nice title run, and it seemed like he had a little bit of a rocket strapped to his back on this since the Royal Rumble, but it just seemed like it fizzled very quick, as fast as he was riding that wave, So I would say at the same time that I think you called it out, Jay, the Karrion Kross movement with him and Sami Zayn. Gosh, I think on social media it's been pretty much everywhere, right? Like a lot of the reaction and just people like backing him up. I think he's been having matches on main event, and a lot of the response or reaction to him has been nothing but positive. So I'm glad that he's actually getting an actual PLE match, and this actual rivalry with Sami Zayn is going to be actually highlighted on a PLE as opposed to just a regular week to week show, right? So that's a good point. Like I think you guys covered a lot of it for that matter. Mm-hmm.
Jojo. One last point I forgot to make was Gunther. I want to talk about Gunther really fast. Him and Goldberg, I forgot to talk about that. He did tweet that he was gonna say, "Oh yeah, I'm next for 3 minutes." He did say something like that, and I think last show you had said that
Ching.
Cash in.
money, yeah. So I do think like that. I'm 100% in agreement with you. I think it happens in SummerSlam. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead.
At SummerSlam or Sunday Night Main Event?
I mean, that's what I meant. Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah. In the Goldberg retirement match.
Yeah, I think it could happen just because I think
Rollins has no program.
Yeah, like whether he cashes in on Goldberg or even Gunther, I could actually see that happening.
Hey,
I can see that happening.
that's gonna be fly. All right. Hey,
Nick-
but Jay,
Nick
No.
ain't having it.
No,
wait.
Look,
Penta,
because Gunther.
no,
Why,
I was just
Nick?
gonna
This
say,
is bruh,
hey, don't
this
let 'em
okay.
beat
I'm
'em
gonna
up
tell you
like
this right now.
that.
This is what's gonna happen, and this is not a prediction. This is a spoiler.
Spoiler,
Okay.
oh.
Gunther is
So I'm the
Baby-
one that doesn't work for WWE apparently. So,
Yeah.
Baby Shark is gonna hit. Baby Shark is gonna hit. Gunther is
okay.
gonna walk to the ring. He is gonna chop the crap out of Goldberg. Power bomb 1, 2, 3. 3 minutes is up, and he's gonna walk out the champ. No cash in. Gunther's gonna walk out of that building the champ. I'm telling you, no cash in.
Yeah, Seth is not gonna want that. Gunther is gonna be too
Yeah,
fresh. He's gonna be too
bro.
fresh.
Seth don't want the smoke, bro. Seth
That's
don't
why I
want the
agree with
smoke.
JoJo. Because
I
what's
don't
gonna
know,
happen
man.
I agree with
He got
JoJo
the-
here. What's gonna happen is Gunther walks
He
in,
wants
Baby
smoke.
Shark plays in, then Goldberg and the crowd's gonna chant Goldberg, and then bam, spear, jackhammer, 1, 2, 3, bam, Gunther out, cash in set. There you go. Boom. Done.
Uh-huh.
He did it with Brock Lesnar,
Oh, yeah.
remember?
Hey, Seth has no reason to be afraid. He's got his bodyguards with him. He's got that briefcase. He knows what he's doing. It's not the first time he's cashed in. He's gonna capitalize on that moment. He's gonna easily come out you. That's what I think.
You know
That's
what?
what
You know what? If Goldberg beats Gunther, I support Seth Rollins' cash in. Especially if Bronson Reed does like 5 tsunamis on Goldberg.
Hey, that's probably what that could happen.
5.
It could
Five.
happen either way.
Have the medic.
Five.
Medic.
I even see them doing that on Gunther. I think we talked about this too, right? Didn't we feel like there was like teases of Gunther actually turning babyface at one point?
There was.
When he was little, when he lost
You
his
know what?
confidence.
Hey.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey.
This would
you
be
know,
a great change up for me right here.
Hey, you know,
This would be it.
if Seth comes out and attacks Gunther, they better bring back Imperium one more time, bro. Run Imperium back one more
Isn't-
time.
isn't
How
that
funny
what
you say
Kaiser-
that, right?
They just say he came
Exactly.
back, huh?
So it's funny because there's there's these theories, right? There's these theories that supposedly Kaiser would actually back up Gunther in the event that they interact with Seth and his crew, only
Because
to
where
find
is
out that
Kaiser?
he's just been off TV. But the funny part is like they were talking about how he would actually betray Gunther and actually be the last member of Seth's group.
Ooh.
That's kind of a naughty theory too, but I'm
That
like,
would break my heart, bro. That would break my heart. Right
it would
there.
be. It would be.
That's
Wow,
what
that'd be
happens.
Crazy.
Hey, Nick, that's what happens when you're in Charlotte's DMs.
True. Possibly.
That's probably where he
That's
was.
why he's off
the whole
TV, bro.
time. Yeah. Probably where he was.
That's what happens. That's what happens.
We haven't heard from
While
him ever
Tip-
since
while
that
Tippy
feud.
was,
Oh,
dude, while
man.
Tippy was on
He had a lot of
that
explaining to do.
while-
Yeah, a lot of explaining to
Exactly.
do with Tippy time.
yeah, Tippy time was on the yacht with
Exactly.
the girls, and he's over there off the team.
That's too funny, though. All right. Well, enough about that. We kind of wanted to do a little fun topic, and obviously we were just kind of reviewing a little bit of both SmackDown and RAW, but this topic kind of came up over the past weekend, right? And I think Jay threw it out there. Who's technically got the better show right now? Is it SmackDown or is it RAW? and we're gonna
A good one.
have a friendly debate here, and we're gonna break it down like with some categories. So just to kind of like go off of this list here, we're gonna go across the panel, get everybody to chime in here. Who's got the most relevant champions out of the two brands at the moment? Who wants to kick us off?
Let's go. I'll do it.
Hmm.
Hey, are we okay? Relevant
Let's go,
champion.
Cuzzo.
Okay. Oh, all right. She
So
hasn't defended
between Raw and SmackDown.
for me, and then everybody gonna think I like Raw over SmackDown. That's not true. I just didn't get to catch the SmackDown. Okay, but I will. But look, it's Raw. It gotta be Raw. It gotta be. You got
Okay.
well, before her injury, Liv Morgan's, of course, with Raquel. You got your Io Sky, right? That's a Raw. She's on the Raw roster. You got Dirty Mackin' ass
Yes.
Tom. My God, Dirty, and then Gunther. What? You got Gunther in there.
Okay.
And then if you want, isn't Americano? He's like the speed champion, so he's over there. He's on Raw, right? Like, hey, who else?
You got
You
Becky.
mean
also.
Otis?
I
You
got
mean
Becky.
Otis?
I like Becky because it ties in with what's his name? With Bailey. So yeah, Becky. Like for me, it has to be Raw.
Okay.
There's some dope champions on that side. I'm not saying, but Jacob Fatu can't be the only one for me. I'm saying, you know, Jacob Fatu is like the one of the biggest names, if anything, on that other side. Like, but Raw got
Okay.
more for me. So relevant. I mean, what? They're all relevant. Let me just correct that. They're all relevant. But if we're talking about if I put the stars on the names of the both rosters, I'm seeing for me, Raw is standing out. Like Raw.
Okay.
I
I'm kind of
think
curious.
I,
Anybody agree with Jasper?
I'm a SmackDown guy. Why? Let me tell you this. Well, first of all, no.
So wait.
No,
Wait,
let me
before
tell
you
you.
chime in, just so is only Jasper going for Raw here?
I think I'm going for Raw as well.
Okay, so
Okay, good.
I kind of
So let me go.
I'm kind
So
of
then,
curious.
yeah, we'll
I'm
even.
kind of curious. Yeah, I kind of want to hear what Nick has to say because
No. Let me go do the SmackDown. Then he does Raw again, and then you do SmackDown. Kind of see your thing because I'm gonna hit something
Go
real
ahead. Go
fast.
ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
It's,
Go ahead.
I like any show that has Asuka. So she was on Monday Night Raw, so I like Raw. Then she went to SmackDown. I like SmackDown. As long as Asuka's there,
but the
I'm cool.
champions. Let's
I
speak
get it.
champions
I
though.
get it. With the champions, it's the tag team belts are relevant in SmackDown. We know this. That the Street Profits and that whole tag team division has worked on it. Street Profits, relevant tag team champion. Unfortunately, the New Day, like it's like a wasted heel turn for them because they had something and they didn't capitalize because there's no talent. No, wrong. They just don't have the credible tag teams there. The women's champion is Tiffy Time, is more relevant, I would say, than EO at this moment. Why? Because the last good match I've seen EO in is a tag match. And I love EO, don't get me wrong, but Tiffy Time put out a banger with Nia Jax. That was one of the best matches I've seen and actually made me a fan of Tiffy Time now. And she should be thanking Charlotte Flair. That's right, Nick. And we have Jacob Fatu. Come on, man, Jacob Fatu. I can't even tell you who's the Intercontinental Champion, and I don't even know who the Intercontinental Champion in
You
Raw
know who
is.
you know who it is. You
Who
know
is
who it
it?
is.
Who is it? It
You
ain't
know.
Jacob
Dirty Dom.
Fatu. Oh
Dirty
shit! Never
Dom,
mind.
bro.
Okay, never mind.
Come
I can't
on,
go
bro.
against Dirty
Dirty
Dom.
Dom.
But it's Jacob Fatu. But Dirty
The
Dom.
baddest,
Okay.
the baddest
Push.
man in the
Hey,
history
you're right.
of
You're right.
wrestling,
Right.
bro.
Push. That's a push. You're right. That's a push. That's a push. That's a push. I can't. All gas, no brakes on that one. But I just feel like SmackDown is doing what when they were considered the B show before and they outwork Raw because Raw has more resources because of the Netflix deal. I feel that's what's happening. They have most of the legit stars are at that show, and I feel like WWE is throwing more money in production into Netflix than they are a USA channel. And but SmackDown's that little engine that could, man, the little underdog that punches harder than its weight. So there's like I like their storylines for the time they have, and I do
But
think most of their
AJ, sorry to
champions.
interrupt you, but
Yes.
we'll get to the storyline part. But specifically champions. So
Oh, so specifically champions. It's a push
yeah,
tag team.
specifically champions.
Tag team. We know Raw is no. We know SmackDown. World champion. The world champion is Cena. So SmackDown has the better champion. Push on U.S. title and Intercontinental belt. Women's title. Tiffy Time. EO. You're dope though. You're dope, EO. But Tiffy Time's been defending more. It's more on screen than you. Women's tag team. Is there a women's tag team? That goes with the both shows.
Yeah, they're going both shows.
Okay, so
yeah, but they're technically on Raw.
Did I miss any other belts? I think we're good, right?
Women's US, Zelina Vega.
Oh yeah, okay. So I think Raw on that one has
the counter. Yeah, the counter of Becky.
Yeah, you can't forget that is your girl. Your girl Julia's going after that one.
Well, she don't have it yet. She don't have it yet.
Well, I know why he's forgotten about Julia. Let's just say that.
No. She don't have the belt. Well, we're talking about champions here, right? We're talking about champions. Mm-hmm. So Julia doesn't have it yet. When she does, better than Becky Lynch.
You definitely remember it, huh?
Right. But right now, we're talking about champions and Becky Lynch. It's Becky Lynch, right? Come on, like Zelina Vega's, you're dope, but Becky Lynch. So what is it? The count. I think I'm over SmackDown. I leaned more on SmackDown than Raw.
I think you're even actually.
Because I've Cena. I have the tag teams. And then push on Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, because of that.
And then Becky Lynch. So yes, SmackDown to me.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. We'll go with SmackDown. Okay. Nick? Raw?
Yeah, I think I lean Raw. I think I lean more towards Raw. Don't get me wrong, I love John Cena. John Cena is the GOAT, but I'm a Gunther guy.
I know it's hard
guy, so I'm
to go against Gunther.
Yes, it's a tough one, dude. That is a tough one. That is a tough one, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. That is a hard one. Because John Cena's the freaking GOAT, dude. But I'm a Gunther guy, and because
Gunther doesn't have bad matches,
and he's gonna be here. And because he's gonna be here for a while, and you know what? I'm just enjoying John Cena for what he is right now. And like you were saying earlier, right? SmackDown used to be the B show. It's not a B show, bro. They're pretty much dead even right now. But I'm gonna go with Gunther. That's my guy. I'm a Gunther guy right now, so I'm gonna go with Gunther. The women's world heavyweight championship. I definitely enjoy Io way more than Tiffany Stratton. Io's in-ring work always been fantastic. I've been an Io fan since she came to the WWE, bro.
Yeah, me
Even
too.
when she was in NXT. I loved Io Sky. Actually, I was a Kairi Sane fan before I was an Io Sky fan, but Io Sky
me too.
She's great. Between Dominic Mysterio and Jacob Fatu, I'm not gonna lie, I love Jacob Fatu, bro. Jacob Fatu.
It's so hard.
All gas, no brains. I love that guy, bro. I love that guy.
I couldn't pick between those
two,
man.
Know what I mean? That's a tough one. But if Dominic Mysterio had picked the right opponent from AAA, which was freaking Mr. Iguana, that would have been the easy pick. I would have picked Mr. Iguana over Jacob Fatu, bro. But yeah,
no longer IC champion. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I mean, when it comes to women's,
would you pick Jacob Fatu? You pick Jacob Fatu?
I like Jacob.
Okay.
I like Jacob Fatu better. When it comes to the women's intercontinental championship versus the women's United States championship, I'm definitely more of a Becky Lynch fan.
Yeah.
I've said it before. I was a really big fan of steampunk Becky back when she first came into the WWE. Not a lot of people remember steampunk Becky, which is surprising. I mean, she really was a no name back then. That was back
goggles,
when,
right?
yes,
the
and that was
goggles.
back when like Ashley Mazzaro was really big, and yes, Becky was a really no name back then. But like I was a fan of hers back then. So yeah, I was a big fan of Becky back then. And of course, the tag team champions on, yeah, Street Profits are way better. As of right now, the Street Profits are way better. So I mean, I definitely lean more towards Raw, but SmackDown definitely has its fair share of better champions. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Good take.
Okay. I'm gonna have to lean on SmackDown, specifically with the one champion that really matters, the undisputed champion, John Cena. You got the GOAT
Yes.
running the
Yes.
show, running his tour, and as the undisputed champion on the SmackDown brand. As much as Gunther is a very good wrestler, great superstar, we talking the GOAT here. Come on, like hands down, no questions asked. Let's not even debate that. I'll be honest.
I cannot argue
I'm
against
like,
that, dude. I cannot argue against
I
that.
can't argue that alone.
Cannot.
And I think I've been adamant about the whole SmackDown, tag team division, clearly headed with the Street Profits right now, probably the best tag team division. And when you're the tag team champions of the best tag team division, hands down, I'll take them over New Day any day. I will agree with the panel here. Becky Lynch probably is a little bit bigger name over Zelina Vega with their respective titles. Although I would say if hypothetically, if Chelsea Green was still a U.S. champion, I would have to probably give Becky a run for her money there, because
I have to agree with that.
Chelsea made that title so relevant, and
Julia
I'm a
will
little
make
bit,
it relevant.
we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if you even talk about her now that Asuka's back.
I love them both.
Well, we'll
Bro,
get
tomorrow.
it.
Tomorrow.
Jojo, don't forget about the hard question, Jojo. Don't forget about the hard question.
We'll get there.
You need
We'll
to
get
post
there.
that reel. You need to post that reel. I love that
Hey,
reel.
Julia today.
And we'll
Julia
get there
today.
so people know what that reel's talking about. The other, I would say the mid-card titles, U.S. Championship versus the IC title holder right now. Like, yeah, Dirty Dom. It's fun, and it's crazy because, Nick, I know you picked him to win that ladder match, right, at Mania, and him coming on top, winning that, clearly big pop of the night. But Jacob Fatu, come on, guys. It's fucking Jacob Fatu. I think with his current situation as a U.S. champ, he's also a dominant champ, in my opinion. I don't think there's anybody that really gave Dom a run for his money. Granted, he did not call out Mr. Iguana. Let's just say that. But I think Jacob Fatu has probably had like a bigger, I would say a taller task in terms of his opponents since being the U.S. champion.
It just really feels like he's dug his heels into the ground.
Absolutely. So I think I would have to say Jacob Fatu over Dom here. And who am I missing here? I think I think pretty much it. Like I would only say like one champion from the Raw side is probably
Becky
the only
Lynch.
thing I would favor, Becky Lynch. But
Yeah.
hands down, the champions, I feel like SmackDown's got them over Raw at the moment. How's about this one? Specifically men's roster. Who has a better men's roster between the brands? The questions get tougher.
I'd say
man.
Raw. I'm gonna have to say Raw.
All right,
Raw,
speak your mind.
because they have Seth there, and technically they have Cody, right? Technically
Cody's
they
a
have
SmackDown.
No,
Cody's SmackDown.
Cody's
Cody
SmackDown.
was Raw.
No, he's SmackDown.
No, he's SmackDown.
So they've been jumping, I know
Right. So
the
it's like
roster's been
confusing.
jumping back and
It's
forth lately.
confusing me.
It
Okay,
can be.
so
Mm-hmm.
it seems to me Raw has the deeper roster because they're the Netflix show.
Uh-huh.
So without getting into specifics of which way, because people are jumping around left and right, I do feel that Raw has the deeper roster.
Okay. Anybody agree with Jay? Raw as well?
I mean, not solely, because for me,
Cuzzo?
I halfway agree with Jay because it's even for me. I was looking at it, both rosters, the men's rosters, they're stacked at
You gotta
Smack.
pick one. You gotta pick one.
Dog, because Randy Orton is over there.
Put him in a decision.
Randy Orton, damn, wait, come back to me real quick. Let's go, Iron Man.
I told you we were gonna hit you with the hard questions. What about you, Nick?
I'm gonna say SmackDown,
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
and for
Good.
for one reason only.
Okay. Oh. But he hasn't been there.
But he's not like, is he SmackDown?
He's not there.
It doesn't
not even
matter.
there.
It doesn't matter. I still
It don't
acknowledge my
matter,
tribal
yeah.
chief.
It doesn't matter.
Well, I
See,
think
that's
Roman
the
Reigns has
other-
appeared more in Raw than in SmackDown.
It doesn't matter.
No,
It doesn't
no,
matter.
He's still
Roster,
SmackDown.
though.
He's still a SmackDown guy,
It
though.
doesn't matter. I still acknowledge my tribal chief and his contributions to the wrestling business still leaves a rippling effect, which is Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, the Usos, everything that he's left has left a rippling effect in the wrestling business. I
Don't
acknowledge my
forget
tribal
about
chief.
Tongaloa. Don't forget about Tongaloa, Tama Tonga.
Tonga. Yep.
Mainly
And never
Tongaloa.
forget about Tongaloa. You
Hey.
should not forget that dude.
Letting Cody finish the story. Letting Seth bust a vein in his head so that he goes crazy. So now he has Paul Heyman with him. Yeah, you're gifting him Paul Heyman. Hey, I'm just saying. Nah, I don't know. I think SmackDown has a bunch of better wrestlers. They have all the big hitters. Cody, they have Randy. Who else do they have? They have Damian Priest.
AJ Styles,
They
I
have
think.
got
AJ.
Drew.
AJ's Raw.
Is AJ?
AJ's
Yeah,
Raw.
AJ's Raw. They
There's
have
John-
R
they-
Truth.
They got
They have
Drew.
John
No,
Cena.
Ron Killings. They have Ron Killings, bro.
They got Ronnie.
No, they booked him as R Truth, right? When he came out.
Did they book him as they brought him
John
as
Cena. R Truth. I'm almost certain they said R Truth on the card when it came out. Who else do they have? They have Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa. But I think the roster's deeper on SmackDown than Raw.
Tour of the
And
Islands.
a lot of the-
JC Mateo.
And JC Mateo, and they have a lot of the SmackDown guys going over to Raw as part of cross promotion, so that they have more star power. Prime example is Cody Rhodes. A lot of the time. So I think SmackDown is deeper.
Damn, with that point, with that end point right there,
You
where
ready,
it's like,
Cuzzo?
I think because of that end point where they are taking the SmackDown power because they got more star power to cross over instead of the opposite, we might have to give it to the men's side. Especially because of the other point, the undisputed, the biggest champ, the GOAT, he over there too. That star power alone is running it. Like, so. And Randy's over there, my man. Hey, Fatu over there. We can't go wrong. With that. We can't go wrong. Yeah, SmackDown for the men's roster.
I will say that I think the only thing that's really carrying the men's division, honestly, right now for me on the Raw side is Seth and his faction.
That's what I think too.
That's the only thing, and I understand why they gave him the Money in the Bank, and
What about
he's
Penta?
clearly gonna be. As much as I love Penta, it's not a strong case for me to put up against the Jacob Fatus, the Roman Reigns, the Cody Rhodes, the Street Profits, and the rest of the men's tag team division over there. And then you also got Randy Orton, like LA Knight, good Lord, like the names I just threw out there, like that is a pretty deep men's division. Not to say that the Raw is lacking, it's just not as strong in my opinion in terms of like who is currently on that side of the brand. So I would lean towards SmackDown specifically for this category.
Time to do a draft.
You know
I
what?
think
maybe,
so.
Maybe it is time to do the
I
draft.
think so.
I agree with you. I think they need to balance it out a bit, right?
Yeah, I think they need
But-
to shuffle it.
Well, we'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens because I think that's what this whole back and forth thing, which is it is confusing. You know, I think we were talking about this before we jumped on, right, Nick? Like they've been shuffling a lot of the top main guys on both shows as of late, and it just means like clearly they're struggling with ratings or viewership, so they have to put some of these top guys on both brands to get eyes on the product. And it's almost like they kind of put a lot of other talent in the back burner for that matter, which it also makes me believe like, yeah, it could possibly be time for the draft. Like I think that's typically what happens around this time of the year anyway.
Yep.
So it's
Yep.
possibly going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens sometime soon. So nonetheless, let's talk about the women's. Who has the better women's roster? Anyone care to kick this one off?
No, this is
Hey.
easy. SmackDown
This
has
is easy, right?
Julia and
Let's
Asuka.
go.
So that's who I
Hey,
go with.
Asuka's on
Oscar's on.
Raw.
Yeah,
Asuka's on Raw.
Hey,
Asuka's on Raw.
I just saw her.
Don't make it easy on yourself.
No.
Asuka's on Raw.
Last
Julia's on
week,
SmackDown.
I saw
Who
her
has the
on
better
roster?
SmackDown. All I
Don't
saw
let him
is
off easy.
It's not who you saw wearing which one.
Asuka was on SmackDown.
I saw Cody on Raw and on SmackDown.
Hey.
I still say SmackDown.
You know what? You don't need to
So
run
women's
that
roster,
real.
who are you saying?
You need to run that real. Just because I am loyal to both of them does not
Nope, you
mean
gotta pick
I
one.
can be
You
ever
gotta pick one.
disloyal to
You
both
gotta
of them.
pick one.
Oh.
You have to pick one. No exception. I did that to Kazo. You gotta pick one. Who has a better women's roster?
I defer
We can
to
circle
Nick.
Oh,
back.
this
if
is
you-
a
we
tough
can circle
one.
back with you. We
I
can circle
defer to
back.
Nick.
We'll circle back.
Oh, this is a tough one, dude. Because you know what? Unlike the men's roster, I feel like the women's division is a lot more balanced than the men's division. Like way more balanced.
I don't.
Oh, this is a tough one.
No. Oh, Jojo, tell
don't.
us. You already know.
I don't either.
Tell us
yeah,
what you
I don't
think,
either. No, wait, Nick, go
Hands
ahead.
on
Nick.
Raw.
Yeah, me
Hands
too.
on Raw for me.
too.
Raw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Io,
up and down the
Bianca.
card, we got
Asuka.
Mommy, we got Vacker just came on board here.
He's Raw.
We got the tag champions. Yep. Like, let's be real. Rhea right now is probably the hottest female superstar right now on any of the brands. Like, she is drawing numbers, she's drawing viewership, she is the top of the upper echelon right now. But then on top of that, you have Liv Morgan, who's not that far off. You got probably the in terms of like the one right behind Rhea, I would say Stephanie Vacker, who's been like killing it on almost every single show that she's been on since her inception of being on Raw. And then we got Roxanne Perez, the prodigy.
Yeah, she's good.
Raquel Rodriguez with Liv Morgan, of course, the tag team champions.
Yeah.
Is
The
Bianca?
man, Becky Lynch. We got the other GOAT, Bailey.
Bailey.
I think Bianca's on SmackDown.
She's
Okay,
on
okay.
Smack.
Yeah, she is.
But
Kyrie. We got Kyrie.
we also got Kairi Sane, Io Sky.
Yeah.
Hands down for me, Raw.
Hey, we could even say
Say no more.
we could even
And
say what's
Asuka's
her name?
officially
Well, you know
Raw.
what?
Chime in.
Kathy Kelly.
And
Kathy
Asuka's
Kelly.
on Raw.
Yeah, and Oscar's on Raw. Kathy.
You go ahead like ring announcers.
Oh, the
Kathy
tribal queen,
Kelly
huh?
is
The
fine.
tribal queen, huh, Jasper?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
The tribal queen. But yeah, hands down for me, Raw. There's no argument there for me.
Where's
Yeah.
Chelsea Green at?
You
in
know
SmackDown?
what? The reason I have a hard
SmackDown.
Chelsea
She's on
Green is
SmackDown.
on SmackDown. Yeah, see that's why I have a hard time with this one because I mean, Jojo, you make really good points, but like I'm not gonna deny like SmackDown's roster too. They have really talented females on that side. You got Zelina Vega, Chelsea Green, Nia
Julia.
Jax, Julia. I was just about to say her. Um, uh, you got their champ right now. Frick,
Tiffy
bro, Tiffy time. You got Naomi. You got
Jade.
what's her Bianca
Jade.
Belair. You got Jade
Bianca.
Cargill, bro. They're stacked on that side too. You know what I mean? It's just
I think what hurts them is that you have Bianca that's been out, and I don't see Zelina as a strong U.S. champion. Chelsea's
yeah,
great. She's great on TV. You got Charlotte. You got Alexa there.
But they have the Money in the Bank winner.
They still don't got Mommy. They still don't got Vacker. They still don't got Asuka.
and that is true.
I just
That is
think about
true.
the names and how I said it in that order. It's like, good Lord, these are heavy hitters.
Yeah, no, you're
These are
right. You're
heavy
absolutely
hitters.
right. You're absolutely right.
Like the ones that we talked about just now, like on the SmackDown brand, they're talented, but gosh, man, who's selling out the venues? Who's really selling the merch? Who's getting all the views here? Like, let's
Charlotte
be honest.
Flair. You cannot put down the Queen. Charlotte Flair's in SmackDown. Alexa Bliss is on SmackDown. Those are talented names.
They are. I'm not denying that. I am not denying
And
that.
whether
but I'm
Charlotte
not gonna say
Flair
that the
is-
Queen's harder than the mommy right now.
No, what I'm saying is Charlotte Flair's pop is the booze. But it's heel level booze she's getting, which is she's getting a crowd reaction.
It's not even about the heel or being baby faces. I can see the popularity whether or not they're a baby face or a heel. Fact of the matter is, when you got somebody as big as Rhea Ripley right now on a brand, how can you not lead toward that? And then on top of that, you got to follow it up with a Stephanie Vacker who's just been killing it. And then you just got a returning Asuka, who's clearly got the accolades of all accolades, minus the Queen of the Ring.
No one
minus
is
the win
ready
at
for her.
WrestleMania. Let's.
So you're gonna check that on their bucket
like-
list. Check.
I'm sorry.
Check.
I'm sorry. Just three names alone, and I haven't even gone through the rest of them. I did, but at the same time, like I don't even feel like I need to go past those three names. Let's
no,
be
you
honest.
know what, Jojo, you're right, bro. Hey, I don't know if you guys. I don't know. Are you guys familiar with Futurama?
Yes.
A little for me.
You guys ever seen that episode about with Snoo, the gigantic ladies? Okay, so anyway, just for context. So in one of the episodes, they land on this planet with Amazonian women, and there's this thing called death by snoo. Basically, it's children. Close your ears. Basically, it's death by having sex. So there's this cartoon drawing I just saw online earlier today, as a matter of fact, and it's of the Futurama main character. It says "Death by Snoo," and it's Rhea Ripley in the background smiling. Yeah, if I can find it,
Oh my
I'll
god.
post it up. Yeah, I'll post it up somewhere on the screen if I can find it. I'll put it up for everybody else to see.
That's funny.
You damn
kinda funny.
stalkers. Leave Rhea Ripley alone. Stop going to the airport. Stop going to her hotel.
Leave Rhea Ripley alone.
Leave her alone.
Yeah.
Everybody alone.
Leave everybody
Lord.
alone.
Stalking us.
Yeah, stop being creeps
Stop
like that.
stalking
Yeah.
Asuka.
Jesus.
Like, good Lord.
Yeah.
these
Leave them
people-
all alone.
Now she doesn't want to sign.
Leave,
nothing.
leave,
And I don't blame.
yeah,
I
leave
don't.
the dirty
I don't
Mac
blame
in
her.
the dong.
All
Hey,
right,
y'all, man.
reel it back though, cause what was your pick?
Or which one? Which one was the topic? Before I got
Better women roster, Raw or SmackDown?
oh yeah, Raw. Raw is too deep. Even though
Jay?
SmackDown, man, y'all got hitters, Julia and all of them. Yeah. But Raw.
Back to you, Jay. Raw or SmackDown?
I choose not to pick.
You gotta choose one.
No,
My
man,
gosh, it's
I
just
cannot pick between
it's
Julia
just a
and
question.
Asuka.
Oh my gosh,
No,
you have to
no,
pick one.
I can't.
We haven't gotten
You
to that
have
question
to.
yet, Jay.
Yeah,
Doesn't
we're not
We
even
haven't
matter.
talking
gotten to
about
that.
that
Please let me
specific
know.
question.
We didn't get to that question
There's
yet.
not any kind of Asuka versus Julia
Oh my
crime. I'm not
gosh.
doing
You know,
it.
and as a matter of fact, hey,
You have to pick
I'm gonna
one.
post that up. I'm gonna post that up
So
on
I
TikTok as a question, and I'm
can I
gonna
answer
get people
for
to
you?
vote for that one, dude.
Hey, can we answer for
No,
you?
you can't. It's gotta come. It's gotta
Gotta
come
be
from him.
gotta
You
be
can answer,
Asuka because
Jasper. I'm giving you.
no, because earlier
Oh,
he said
Power
not
of attorney.
Julia
Yeah.
because Julia didn't win nothing yet, but Asuka's decorated. She wins everything. Remember?
oh, so you're
You
going
know
off of
what?
that.
No,
Going off of that.
Jasper. Let me tell you that. You know what? Julia's won my affection. My fandom. She's won all the accolades. What you talking about?
Yeah.
So you're
Julia's a
saying Oscar.
wrestler.
So he's saying Raw. So he's saying Raw.
No, he's not even saying Raw. He's just saying Oscar.
I love it. I love that. Yeah, hey, put the poll up. Yeah, you guys are gonna put the poll up.
See, I don't
Actually,
even have to say it for him. He just said it.
you guys should put the
Let me
poll
tell
up
you
and be
this.
like, hey, viewers, we're gonna put the poll up. You're gonna watch the episode, and you guys are gonna see just by what Jay has reacted to who you guys think he likes. Like,
Yeah.
which one is it? Today,
No,
you know what?
Julia, or tomorrow?
Hey, everybody in the comment section, who do you guys think? Who do you guys think
Yeah.
has the better women's roster, Raw or SmackDown? Vote for Jay because apparently he does not want to vote, but apparently he loves
I think
Oscar.
I
So
heard
we're gonna-
Oscar. I think I heard
Well,
Oscar here.
What is it?
Yeah.
Abstain.
Damn, I
I think
heard
that's the
Julia
word.
too,
I'm gonna
though.
abstain from this. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I think he said Oscar. Pretty loud and clear.
What do we tell? I already told you my
Alright.
affections for Julia, and my wife's sleeping right now, so she ain't hear none of this. So if I don't make the next podcast, y'all know what happened.
I will say this: I haven't heard Julia's name for almost 2 weeks since Oscar returned to Raw. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
Hot
That's
take. Hot
lies.
take.
The last
No.
the last podcast, I was Julia, right?
Because you didn't know Oscar returned.
Hey, she's returned, and what? I've given her flowers,
You found
right?
out, and then you were like, "Wait, she returned?" Yeah. After she found out she returned,
And
all of a
Julia,
sudden Julia's non-existent.
she's not on TV.
Pun intended.
She's
She
not
has
on
been
TV.
non-existent.
But you know what she did? Hey,
Yeah, on TV or in your mind.
no, I went and watched. For the sake of Julia, I went and watched main event just to see her beat the B-Fab girl. So thank you. Come again. So she scored a win
no.
against B-Fab, looking all wrestling good. Stop stalking these wrestlers, people. Stop stalking
Uh-huh.
them.
Uh,
Leave it to the pro.
Uh-huh.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
No stalking here.
Leave it to the pros.
Jeez.
Uh,
Oh my god. Speak for yourself. All right. Well, apparently we're not gonna get a straight answer, but I can assume who Jay's pick is. Nonetheless, let's move on. Tag team division. This might be a quick one.
This
Across
quick.
the board.
SmackDown.
This might be a quick
Quick.
one.
Nick,
SmackDown.
SmackDown? Jasper, SmackDown?
Raw. Okay.
Raw.
Are you just saying that just to make it
Yeah,
interesting?
no, it's SmackDown.
Just to be
SmackDown.
You're trying to be
SmackDown.
Skip Bayless or
I'm
something.
about to
Nick,
say,
Nick, it's okay. It's okay. We can pick them. Hey, War
do
Raiders.
you
No, it's-
I like the War
I was about to
Raiders.
say,
Off
'cause
the
of
hand.
do you want to speak on that? Do you want to speak
Nah.
on Raw?
We
SmackDown.
know. We know
I like
SmackDown is
SmackDown.
the better
SmackDown.
tag team.
Hey, War
I felt
Raiders,
like
though,
this
you're
was gonna
dope.
be a quick one.
You know, you know what might give Raw, if they do the draft, Raw tag team a kick is put Ray Phoenix with Penta. There you go. There you go. Then you got the New Day, some rivals.
It's almost seeming like they will do that. and I
Ah,
honestly even think
man.
they'll probably reunite Jay and Jimmy for that matter too. It just feels like it's gonna happen.
No, but isn't Jimmy with
Why
Feels like it.
not?
doesn't Jimmy have a story with
Jacob.
with Jacob, like, because he
Yeah,
did the save
yeah.
yesterday last time?
Wait,
Yeah, I feel
what?
like eventually once that's kind of tapered out, they'll probably reunite those guys, and because I think they need to boost the Raw tag team division. That's for sure.
At the expense of Jey
Unless they
Uso's
take the
single run?
entire Raw SmackDown roster.
Right.
I can't put. I would
Who
not put
knows
Jey
at this
Uso.
point?
I would
Who
not put
knows at
Jey
this
Uso
point?
back with Jimmy, not because because they're not good as a tag team. It's because I don't want to give up on Jay's single run yet. And by reuniting him with Jimmy, you're giving up on his single run. Let him give him a little bit more time.
Yeah. Right. I agree with that.
I hear you. I hear you. Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, it wouldn't surprise me though. It really wouldn't. I would not. I do want to see Jay have single success. I also want
Yeah.
to see Jimmy have single success as well. To be honest with you,
Same.
Right.
but
He's better on the mic.
let's be honest though, with
Yeah.
WWE, you just know, like sometimes they just like to do this with the tag team division, and that's what's unfortunate about it. So
Well,
we'll
Jimmy's
see what
an
happens. We'll
actual
see what happens with that.
good storyline now. He's with this Jacob and Solo storyline, which has legs on it. So let's see if he can insert himself and get some promo time. Because once you give the mic to Jimmy, he promos well.
Yeah. So the last thing here I'll say is so on both shows, clearly it kind of feels like everything's like leaning towards SmackDown right now, if I'm not mistaken, based on how we kind of broke things down. But the last thing here I want to talk about is who has the more captivating storylines out of the brands.
Wait, Raw has set story. That's really it. But it has to be SmackDown. There's more stories there, I feel. I mean, like Raw's so looking for stories that Karrion Kross can sneak in there. Where you're developing something with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. You have Naomi, Jade Cargill, Bianca. You're doing something with Chelsea Green. You have John Cena, obviously, and you have the Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso, JC Mateo, Solo Sikoa, who's actually showing a lot of range in this story because he's a comedian now, right? Like he's showing like a lighter side, but still. So I feel they got more stories in SmackDown, and you only have that one central. No, not that you only have it, but you have Seth Rollins dominates it. Gunther's barely got it back, right? And Jey Uso's just eating. I'm trying to think what else is a relevant storyline there. No, and then Ron Killings in SmackDown. Come on, that's relevant. So I feel SmackDown right now. That's why I think they're the better show at the moment because they have the better stories.
Okay.
I kind of want to say I agree with Jay. I think that SmackDown has more stories that are matured, more stories that had more stories that had time to mature, because I think there are stories on Raw that are just budding. So there's like stories like the Becky Lynch versus
Lyra.
Bailey and Lyra Valkyria that are just starting to bloom, right? They're just starting to bud right now. We also have the whole Dominic Mysterio and Roxanne Perez thing that's just starting to bud, and whatever's going to happen with Raquel and Roxanne just starting to happen. Plus Mommy and Raquel, whatever's going to happen with them. Plus, we're still waiting to see what's really going to happen because they're still trying to, while Seth has the stable, we're really trying to see them, what they're really going to do. You know what I mean? Like, we're really trying to see them really dig their feet and root themselves in to really establish what their stable is really about. Like, we understand what they're about, but it's like when, like, you know, when the bloodline had the titles and everything, we knew what they were about. You know what I mean? It was about keeping the family together. It was about the family keeping themselves at the top of the mountain, not letting each other lose. You know what I mean? Like, we knew what they were about. I'm not exactly sure what Seth's group is about. Like, I don't exactly see the whole picture of that group yet. You know what I mean? Like, I see what the picture is for Seth, but what is the picture and I kind of see what the picture is for what's his face? Braun Breaker. Yeah, but what is the picture for Bronson Reed?
Enforcer. He's the enforcer.
Yeah, but what is the end game for him? What, outside of just being the enforcer, what is the benefit for him being in that group?
You look
You know
at
what
it,
I
it's
mean?
kind of like
Like,
Rollins is Ric Flair or Triple H. Braun Breaker's Randy Orton.
You compare
Right.
him to like Evolution.
Yeah, and,
right, yeah.
and
Well, yeah,
Bronson-
that's kind of what I'm looking at it. Like, yeah, but what? Yeah, but I mean, like, so, like, that I'm trying to look at it like as like, okay, so what? I'm trying to look at it as like, okay, so what is the overall game for this faction? And so, like, there's a lot of like really young stories going on right now in on Raw, and
makes sense.
with Gunther back in the title scene. I think he's gonna fall into the same thing that happened with his first title run, because like we had said earlier in the podcast, right? The amount of star power is not as deep as SmackDown, so the credible threats is not as big as SmackDown is. So it's like the threat is not there. Like, if you used to put Gunther on SmackDown, dude, you have this litany of guys that is like, oh, that there's credible threats. Like, you could have guys that he would put bangers on with, dude, like Drew, you know, CM Punk. Like, these guys are like legitimate threats. Like, that you would think, oh, bro, like, at any second, bam, take the title off of Gunther. I don't know. Like, I look at almost every guy on the Raw roster and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, yeah, they could take it off of him, but it's whatever. They don't seem threatening. You know what I mean? Like, but all these other guys on SmackDown is like credible threats. But yeah, I think the stories on SmackDown have had time to mature, whereas on Raw, I think it's kind of in a season where a lot of the stories are just starting to like bud. So it's still kind of young, in the like younger stages of the storytelling wise. So I think right now SmackDown just has a lot more mature stories.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how we look at it right now, because I think at the phase of where most of these feuds are taking place right now on the Raw, haven't really established themselves, like you said. Otherwise, on SmackDown, you know, we've seen a lot kind of like carry through since Mania that have been like long-term storytelling. You know, haven't dropped that in a bit. But, you know, the interesting part is I will always kind of go back to the fact that, like, when you look at the overall roster on Raw, again, Seth and his group, they're the ones kind of carrying the show right now. And I think the other part that I will say is it is unfortunate, you know, you had somebody like Chad Gable that was a true, like, one of the workhorses on the Raw brand that was, you know, he had some storyline arches going with like the whole Alpha Academy,
It was
also
everywhere.
with Penta and the Luchadors. So it's like he made it also irrelevant, you know, with his stories going on. And then on top of that, they lost Liv Morgan. Clearly, she had a big role with the whole Evolution, WWE Evolution coming up with Nikki Bella. Also being a tag champion with Raquel. A little bit of that arc going on with Roxanne and the whole Dom thing and Judgment Day. So, you know, you took those two pieces out of Raw. Now you're kind of left with, you know, what else is happening? What else are we going to talk about, right? It is kind of how should I say? It's kind of it's almost like a skeleton right now, right? But at the same time, we got we got one story or one group of people right now kind of carrying the brand, which is Seth and his faction, and all the different story arcs happening there. And clearly, like he's got his arches with CM Punk, and then on top of that, a little bit of Cody, a little bit of LA Knight, a little bit of Penta here. So that group is kind of carrying the show right now. But again, hard to argue. SmackDown they're just firing on all cylinders. Let's just be honest. I think hands down, just based on everything we talked about, SmackDown's the better show. That's just kind of the reality of it. And until we see something new, maybe the whole draft shakes this whole thing up. Maybe it balances itself out again. I don't know. We'll see.
Yep.
Any last minute thoughts on this?
I kind of agree with everybody. Like at first, I was gonna go with Raw because of a bunch of potential things with storylines that they could happen. I still want to see where Jay goes. There's Asuka's, the Baileys that they retied in, but those are all potential. Even the what they're gonna do with Roxy and maybe tie them in with Don with Dirty Don, we never know. But that's just a potential stuff, opposed to SmackDown where it has already unveiled. We're just trying to see how they either wrap it up or keep it going. But it's I hope Randy
They're
gets
already
his
giving you
15.
like little bits of Julia. They're already giving you little bits of Julia's hunting for the U.S. title. So they have like it is long-term storytelling. These
Naomi.
guys are,
Naomi.
these guys are
Yeah.
consistently doing long-term story. The fact that JoJo pointed out that these stories have matured from WrestleMania to now means they're doing some long-term storytelling. So that's good in SmackDown's part, where Raw has to constantly reshift. And I kind of got, okay, we're going to do this now. We're going to do this now. And now we have these new storylines. Like the new storylines for SmackDown, they've been like Julia versus Zelina Vega. Something is happening with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, right? And then you also have the Jacob Fatu and all that kind of stuff. So they've been no, that's not new, but they're really been working these as solid stories. And the SmackDown, now the Wyatt Six are like involved in the tag team competition.
Oh my gosh. How can we
Right?
forget about that?
Yeah,
See, that's just so much is happening. Like that's just an added piece,
they're really doing, and they have the Money in the Bank winner there. Like the Money in the Bank women's winner. The Money in the Bank women's winner is in SmackDown, and it creates more fresh storylines. I think SmackDown is clearly the better show. That's why I had we had talked about it earlier. Who had the better show? And I'm saying SmackDown because they're actually telling stories, and our podcast is long-term storytelling, so we appreciate that shit. Come again.
Absolutely. 100.
Yeah, I
Alright.
just like to leave off with I think somebody texted in our group something about like putting a hypothetical out there, and just for something for our viewers, just another thing that you can comment in our comment section. Oscar on the left, Julia on the right. They look they're both looking at you going, Nichan. And then Thanos says, you got to choose one in the next 5 seconds.
Nick,
and I'm
stop
stopping the other
stalking.
one out of existence. Which one are you going to choose?
Stop
Which one are you going to
stalking,
choose?
Nick.
Stop.
Stop
with that.
stalking.
Or
Which one are you going to choose, Jay?
Or you could actually go, who does Jay pick? Oscar or
Who
Julia?
does Jay pick? Who does Jay pick?
Julia, today,
Share your
tomorrow.
thoughts with us.
The Empress of Tomorrow.
Who do you pick,
or
Jay?
the Beautiful Madness, right?
Beautiful madness of
today.
today.
Beautiful man.
Madness
Who do you pick? Who do you pick, Jay? Who do you pick?
What do
today.
you guys pick? I
or
mean,
tomorrow.
all on me, man. The panel, right? This panel.
Jay's like, cut the feed, cut the feed.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Cut
time to
the
go.
feed.
Time to wrap up the show.
Yeah,
It's time to
man.
wrap the show up already.
Cut it out, man. You know, man.
All
Get
right.
out.
Well, we'll love to hear from everybody, but nonetheless, this was a fun one. I enjoyed my time with everyone again. Thank you, gentlemen, as always. You guys are
God.
Peace
number
out.
ones in my book. And to all our viewers, thank you again. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we really appreciate you guys joining us. And continue to subscribe, like, and follow us on all our social media platforms.
Julia, get that queen.
Until next time.
Julia, get that U.S. belt, and Asuka, queen of the ring. Let's go.
Oh, see, he ends with Oscar, so you know.
Oh,
You see-
yeah.
you see- you
So
see where-
we know the
Yeah,
choice.
cut up,
We know
they got
the
cut
choice.
up.
Bro,
Yeah.
Listen, bro.
Crazy
Y'all
nigga
we
got
chose
cut
now.
up.
We know the choice.
Stop
We know
stocking.
we know the choice
there.
now. We know the choice now.
Stocking.
Yeah,
We know the choice.
We know it now.
Yeah,
We know.
Blow some mist on the
Stocking.
street.
We
yo.
know.
Hey, that merch gonna come out.
Peace out,
Stop
Mike.
We out.
talking. Peace out.